Today, we play Best of One.
The only one in Best of One.
What? Didn't get taxes.
Ta-da!
Eurian. This is Standard.
Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and come on over here. Fight me. I have cookies. Come to the dark side. Stuff like that. This is another Ash Lizzle deck list. She sent me two, so this will probably be the last of the third day in a row, but probably last day for a while that she hijacks my channel. I guess we'll see. But this one I was pretty excited about. She told me about her cookie aggro deck, and there was a video of her playing it on the official Magic the Gathering Arena YouTube channel, and I actually thought this one looked cool. And very much we have food going aggro with a number of new cards. It's a pretty sweet little brew. So we've got Teething Wormlet, which I very much believe in, especially the life gain part and a sizable body against mono red. We got the Ginger Brutes. Royal Treatment does some hexproof stuff and creates roll tokens. That's fun. But there's so many new cards, I guess I have to go through them all. Mosswood Dread Knight is a sweet adventure card that draws you deeper in the deck, but also gives you a trampling body, and that turned out important. Will come up in just a minute. Tough Cookie, 4 of. 1 in a green, 2/2. Artifact creature food golem. When it enters the battlefield, make a food. 2 in a green, target non-creature artifact, like a food, probably. Becomes a 4/4 artifact creature. And of course, the sack text that food has, because it is, of course, a living food. But being able to play this and then power up and make 4/4s without committing more to the board for the obvious Sunfall that's going to be coming soon is very important. Welcome to Sweet Tooth. This is why having a Trampler is good. Create a 1/1 human for Chapter 1. Create a food for Chapter 2. And in Chapter 3, put X 1/1 counters on a creature you control, where X is 1 plus the number of foods you control. So yeah, throwing that on a trampling body does a ton of damage, because you end up with a lot of foods all over the battlefield in this. Remember, it counts all of your Tough Cookies, Ginger Brutes, and 3 copies of Sir Ginger the Meal Ender as foods. So good. And then we've got 3 Soul Cauldrons to pass out that Ginger Brute ability, just like in the Anvil list. I absolutely love that little combo. It also passes out the activated ability of the Tough Cookie to animate things, which is really fun. But that's not all. We do have Greta, Sweet Tooth Scourge, and this has 2 really cool abilities. The green one sacks a food for +1/+1 counters. The one in a black sacks food to draw cards. So it can add aggression or card draw, either way. And when it enters the battlefield, yep, you get another food token. I love the art on this one. And also, because we're green-black and need a little bit of generic power and value here, there's a Glissa, and there's some Gumdrop Poisoners, which I continue to love this card. It's actually sinking its way deep into my heart as way better than I thought it would be. Going down the mana base, Restless Cottage makes foods as well, so keep that in mind. It's an aggressive deck that also has a lot of resource manipulation, so I can see why Cat Oven fans would like it, but I don't mind it. It's not as dirtily as Cat Oven. It gets them dead, so it's a big winner for me. Remember to check out Ash's channel, Ash Lizzle, on YouTube. Also, her video on the official Magic the Gathering Arena channel playing this deck is good too. And yeah, still, thank you very much for doing that collab. It was a fun collab, and hopefully you guys are enjoying it while I'm off in Vegas doing the thing. I have to record all this before I even, see how many likes the channel got during that day. So I guess I'll find out later. Let me know in the comments too. That helps. Hit like, hit subscribe. All right. Thank you to my sponsors, CoolStuffInc.com, Moxfield. And now let's dive in. Let the cookie aggro begin. CoolStuffInc.com is a proud sponsor of me, CGB, and you can get my unique Dragon Rider token and 5% off your entire order by using the code CGB5 at checkout. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this sweet dragon token. If you need singles for constructed or kitchen table play, and you want to pick up sealed product or the latest Magic accessories, remember to use the code CGB5 at checkout for 5% off and get my Dragon Rider token. CoolStuffInc.com. Cool stuff in stock. This is probably my 15th game of the day against mono red, and this hand is too slow. This hand is a little better. I don't know if Royal Treatment is playable, but the Sweet Tooth probably is. Maybe I just put away... No, I need the lands. Make a 1/1, make a food. All right, keep. Gonna put away the Brute. Gonna open on Cottage, into Sweet Tooth, into Treatment Sweet Tooth. I had to think about that. Could have kept the Ginger Brood if I knew I was going to draw Llanowar Wastes, but here we are. Alright, 2 straight lands off the top, making me regret my life. This is X counters on a creature, where X is the 1 plus the number of food. That's pretty cool. We'll go to 14, and our opponent passes the turn. Kind of wild. I think we are supposed to get another one of these going. So we have 2 creatures. The opponent doesn't want to do that much to on the board. No blocks. I don't want to get into a situation where I have to play this to pump and then they do something else. Okay. We go to 9. We are not dead. We can protect the creature that's going to get these counters even as we flood out. I don't think their hand is very good. Just play defense. We'll win eventually. We've got the Food Factory in the Restless Cottage, and we're not going to miss a land drop. Nom. Land to the bottom. Land. Uh-huh. We vibing. I mean, right now we can race. So let's race. I think they just flooded bad. Not the most eventful mono-red game of my career, and that's fine with me. What did they keep? They've only cast 3 spells. What does this do? Gain control of target creature until end turn. Untap it. Well, there's a few choices, right? We could sack it for the life. We could also use Royal Treatment. I think I'll use the Royal Treatment. The opponent seems pretty weak at the moment, and they did not like that. We will go first with a Cauldron and a Ginger Brute. An awkward combination, to be sure. Hopefully we draw the land for the Glissa in a reasonable amount of time. If we do that, this game should go well. Ooh, a tap land and a 3-color deck. What do we have here? Let's play the Wormlet. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield. Okay. Debating whether or not I had to use the Gundrop Poisoner right this moment or not. Is this going to be ramp? And if so, can we be aggressive enough to close? We're definitely going to be on the move. That is a tapped land. Off the top. It's not a land, but I'll play a tough cookie. Down to 14. Go, cookies, go! 2 mana, 2/2, make a food, 2 and a green, becomes a 4/4. We're gonna need that land. Our opponent dropping tap lands. Us getting dropped. Mana screwed. You gotta play too many lands. Like, one big adjustment I make often for best of one, you've gotta run too many lands in your best of one stacks. As you saw last game, you can draw a ton of lands and still beat mono red because you just played a creature that's bigger than their stuff. You can't beat a ramp deck. You can't beat any deck if you stall on 2 unless you are mono red. There's just no way to do it. That said, 10 life. passing turn. There's a land. Maybe we have a chance. Sunfall's a card. They would need exactly a white source. And we have a lethal board in a way. Whenever an artifact is put into the graveyard, +1/+1 counter and scry. Let's go with the Poisoner. Puts the same amount of pressure on, but these cards are significantly better to follow up a Wrath than the Poisoner is in this matchup. They pass. What do they have? It's not Wandering Emperor unless they just drew it. There's a land. Let's see what happens. Nothing happens. Their hand is 4 Atraxas. Mono red Avatar. Maybe Rakdos on their spiciest day. We'll try it. Wish me luck. The tap land is not good. Going second is not good. Scry and bottom, are they missing a land? They sure are. Go mono red. All right, battle of those without lands. Let's play. I think just having the 3/2 down is the best thing. That way one spell doesn't get them past it. Monstrous Roll doesn't get them through it. No patience, huh? I'm not casting the Dread Knight. We'll just have to find other ways. Charming Scoundrel, you gonna make a treasure too? Yep. Do I trade? Are they gonna kill it anyway? I'll risk it. There could be a biscuit involved, because risk it for biscuit is a thing people say. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh, Seiju. Mana efficiency. A little life point here, a little 3/3 body there. I know, 3/3s. Mono red's worst nightmare. And they are pitching and digging. Actually, 3/4s are their worst nightmare. There's a life gain source. Let's just block like this. Yep, there's the play with fire. And the Foundry. Okay. Greta! 4/4 acquired. Now what? Uh-huh. You have yep, you get your, yep. Now you fly. Wow. Just wow. Down to 7. Go for the throat off the top. We can wait for them to do something with that Godric, though. Nice and patient. Careful, careful, careful. You got nothing. Got it. Let's eat. Gotta draw land here. I mean, we don't have to, but it would sure be nice. Nope. Gotta have go for the throat ready for the flyer. And off the top, does it turn Godric into a dragon? Virtue for 5. Yeah, that'll do it. Well, if a source deals non-combat damage to me, they exile that many cards from the top of their library and may cast them this turn. Suddenly we're in a bit more of a rush. And we are mana starved. All right, gotta be aggressive. This has haste, so it can block Gingerbrute. Let's get the 6/6 cooking. That's non-combat damage. Let's see them chain off here. First time I've seen this Virtue of Courage actually do something on a battlefield, and they're storming. That's 2 spells this turn. If they cast something, it's 3 spells this turn. In combat, they sack the blood token and get rid of an adversary. Feels like that's one of their better draws to me. And they turn it into what? Okay. Just make sure I understand. The sack of food, put a counter on a creature, activate as a sorcery. Ah, see. All right. That's why it was lit up. Well, still, I'll take the trade. Or I'll try to. A land. Soul Cauldron, because they play adversary. Activated ability check. Nothing too special. Hold up, go for the throat. I don't think it's quite worth it. Let's try to force some trades. Of course, if they block, I might do something sneaky. They seem concerned. It's just 2 damage. Welcome to Sweet Tooth again. Next turn, food. Turn after that, counters. Probably get down the Dread Knight so that the counters have some trample. Ouch. A good draw. That's exile 2. And so we could have taken the anger out if we wanted this to get less, but I still might need the +1/+1 counter. Adversary and Squee. Casting adversary. Never punished. They would all get exiled. Let's get you guys out of this equation. Where's Squee at? Oh, Squee's in exile. Okay. Well, you'll do. We go to 9. We get a food. Let's play a trampler. Okay, they chump. Let's see if they can finish the job. strike me, because why wouldn't they? Ha, ha, ha. It's about time. Probably draw a card. Rolling? I think not. Can we end this charade? All that's left of you is your Mistress Foundry activation after all. That's a lot of Sweet Tooth. Are we done? You can't block it. You can't stop it. This attack is for so much. I was gonna hit him with the cauldron while I'm at it. Why not? Bye, Monored. On the play, good hand. The wormlet's gonna pop off. I can feel it. Caves, interesting. Brute. Hit him. Now the counter only happens once a turn. That's why the poisoner on their turn is so useful. Sacrifice a non-token. Easy choice. I mean, if they don't have Brotherhoods, then they're in huge trouble. And I guess even then, now we've got a 4/4 Wormlet trying to go the distance here. That's another life gain tapped land. Maybe it's just all removal, trying to be anti-mono red. Another edict. They're getting burned on edicts, though. All right, make a food token. How many Sheldred's Edicts do you think they run? Well, since the shuffler's fine, I think the answer is 3. So we'll play a poisoner to take a bullet for the wormlet. Henrika, it's another sack effect. Transform is a good call, but that top deck is so mean. You're out of there. And that is Cookie aggro being aggressive. I didn't think it could go that fast against removal spell, basically removal spell, Henrika. Wow. On the draw, this hand is good. It's got a Llanowar Waste though, so we know our opponent's probably mono red, even though their sleeves suggest some kind of a ramp deal. Ah, Shattered Sanctum, huh? All right. Then I don't have to worry about Gumdrop on turn 1. We can get the Ginger Brute cooking. Esper. Oh boy. Make Disappear is a magic card. We could just pass and use Poisoner on their turn. Have a cookie, but I think we should try. I think we should be trying to get something down. Let's go for a Welcome to Sweet Tooth. On the draw is so hard. On the bright side, they have to take the damage. I think the Tough Cookie is really good if you get it around the opponent's counter magic. Animating your own cookies can do a number on them. Could go for Glissa. Next turn is Wandering Emperor territory, but max pressure. Double make disappear on the play. Really good. Really good hand. What else could you possibly even try to do? Yeah, resolve something. Uh-huh. I think they missed a land drop. No kidding.
You started this fight.
Let's see how smart they are.
I'm going to end it.
Okay.
You're done.
Tough Cookie has arrived. Make a 2/2 that I don't know if that will matter, but definitely implies I have another Wandering Emperor. Animate. Pull back the Tuffy. Feels like we might get Memory Deluged now. We know their hand isn't land. Finding pressure is going to be hard. Void Rend my food. Good. Now they think I don't have a 4/4. I have a 4/4. Do it now before they can counter it. Timing kind of weird. Sack a creature token. But now I know I can attack with the cookie. They could have been patient. They weren't. And we have the cottage. Now the long-awaited Sunfall. I think they had the land for that for a very long time. Okay, Ginger Brute. Get you some. Poisoner doesn't attack through this. Greta does. Should have put the counter on the Ginger Brute before if I was going to do that. Let's wait. Still might be useful with the Poisoner. So is it double Sunfall? Not yet, it's not. The Royal Treatment could be crucial. Yeah, let's push for damage. Yeah. Cut down. No. Down to 5. And we have a 4/4 Restless Cottage. Farewell. All right, we draw a card and we lose a life because Ginger Brute is a food. Let's deploy 2 creatures. Make him have another one. Backed up by a cottage. Eventually they'll blink, right? Right? Of course they have back-to-back farewell. All right, cottage. You gotta take this one home. See how many cottages they can handle. Get him. Not good enough. Aha! You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. Yeah, that's right. Fuck off, Esper control. And we are back for a post-game wrap-up. A post-game wrap you may hear a few times if you are a regular viewer of the show. And I, hope that you are. And, if this is your first time hearing it, here's information about me, about CGB. I am traveling to MagicCon Las Vegas, but unlike other MagicCons I've traveled to this year, all of the ones I've traveled to this year, I'm actually working at this show. I have a job. I am hosting Game Nights Live, which honestly is like one of the coolest roles I've ever been offered. And if you're new to Magic or you only focus on Arena, you may not have heard of the Command Zone and Game Nights Live, but you should check it out. They have a YouTube channel. So what does this mean? It means I have to be in Vegas for a long time this week for rehearsals because they are pros. This is a serious production. This is a big deal. So with that in mind, I have to record a whole bunch of videos in a very small window. So if the videos are shorter than you remember, this is the reason why. If the videos don't have a special outro where I talk about the stats, this is the reason why. It's a real challenge that I don't think most people ever have to understand, to both find decks and then play decks and then make footage with decks for like 10 consecutive days upcoming within the span of a couple of days, which is the situation I'm in. So if the decks are net decked in some situations or in more than normal, or they don't seem like the typical CGB deck, that is also because of the schedule I'm trying to keep. And I do appreciate your patience. I take having an audience very seriously. I appreciate you a great deal. I love that you tune in all the time. I love that you have an expectation of me, that becomes heavy, and I feel it in the comments when people are like, this is not the usual CGB deck, or he looks tired today, or things like that. Yeah, I know, because sometimes if I'm traveling, I have to record up to 10 hours of video in a single day to try to cover some of that space. So thank you to those who are patient. The comments get in my head. I know it comes from a place of love. It's really not helpful to leave such comments, but at least for those of you who watch till the end, you have an answer, which maybe you can go back and let people know who do leave those comments, and then just leave that this isn't my usual thing. I try to give you about a lunch break's worth of content every single day if I can, and that is what I plan to do when I get back from Vegas. For those of you attending MagicCon Las Vegas, I will be doing Game Nights Live on Friday. Please come out to the show. I will put on the very best show that I can as a commentator for the Game Nights Live Championship. And if you're there on Saturday, I plan to do meet and beats at 2 p.m. local time at the Ultimate Guard booth. And what that is, you don't need to have a deck or anything. If you ever wanted to play against me, they have decks on hand. They're like all-star decks from standard past. You can sit down and play a little best of one against the one in best of one at 2 p.m. at the Ultimate Guard booth on Saturday. At least that's the plan right now as I know it. And then the last thing is on Sunday, you can find me at the Game Nights booth at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., shutting the place down, the last signing of the weekend. So I would really appreciate it if you come by and get your Shark token signed. I even signed Jin Gitaxis. I even signed Mountains. I signed Fervent Champions. Honestly, I get asked all the time, would you sign a Krenko? Guys, it's your cards. And I know I wouldn't be here without you. And that is why when I'm at these events, it really is like, I'll do my best to meet you. Now, the other thing I get asked all the time is, can we play a game of Commander? I don't know. It's really hard for me to get time to play Commander. And often I get asked, hey, CGB, please come play with us. And I'm like, I can't. I'm going to Thing. It's my only chance of the whole weekend to get in the merch line. Stuff like that comes up. So I can't promise you a game of Commander, but I'll do my best. And if you see me, say hi. Let me know you watch the show. It means a lot to me, of course. It's the best part of what I do, honestly, is meeting so many people at these things this year. I've only got 2 more appearances this year. 1, MagicCon Vegas. 2, almost used the wrong finger, Cool Stuff Inc. in Command Fest Orlando, and that is coming up in October. You've seen some ads for it here on the channel, so hopefully I'll get to see you guys there. And if I'm haven't come to your country yet, there's always next year. Anyway, this outro thing is going to be used a number of times to help explain to people what's up with the videos, because people always leave me a bunch of comments while I'm gone with things like, this didn't feel like a usual CGB video, or why isn't it long enough, or why is it a net deck, or why does he look tired? That's why, because I'm putting in the work to make sure that every day you guys get a little something to get you through your day until I'm back in the office. And in the meantime, off to do some exciting things. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'll see you in the next video. And don't accuse me of not remembering to say it. I am putting this in every video for a reason, so that you hear your daily dose of "You're cool."